What is up, everyone? It is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. And so with it being October now, that means that the University of California, the UC application is officially open for submission. In the past, you could submit your UC application only between November 1st and November 30th, but for this year, they have actually extended that filing period, so anywhere between October 1st and November 30th, you can submit your UC application. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new high demand major policy for UC Berkeley's College of Letters and Science, going over this new information that directly impacts students applying to UC Berkeley for this admission cycle, as well as going into some of my thoughts about this policy and how it impacts you. So if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Rachel. I graduated from UC Berkeley in the class of 2020, where I double majored in cognitive science and legal studies. I am currently working as a paralegal for environmental litigation law, and this past admission cycle I was an external undergraduate admissions reader with UC Berkeley. So if you're a student applying to colleges this cycle, you should definitely check out Study Hall College Consulting. It's a team of myself and other UC Berkeley graduates where we specialize in reviewing college application essays as well as consulting one-on-one with students and parents. So if you're interested in having your UC PIQs reviewed, definitely check out our website. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So specifically for this video, I'm going to be talking about the freshman policy. They also posted about the transfer student policy, which is slightly different, but if you are interested in looking at these documents that I'm using to create this video, I will have these linked down below so you can also read them. Which is also interesting because I feel like with this new major policy that directly impacts the students applying to Berkeley this cycle, I haven't really seen too much information online about Berkeley announcing this new policy, sharing this new policy. They posted this new policy onto the website September 23rd, 2022, but honestly I feel like it was sort of hidden also. So let's delve into some background information. What is this policy? So it says, for first-year students applying to Berkeley Letters and Science for fall 2023 and after, there will be two pathways to declare a high-demand major. The first pathway is admissions into LNS, where those students who already know as a high school student that they want a high demand major should select that major on their UC Berkeley admissions application. They will be guaranteed a spot in the major they selected, subject to completing the prerequisites, maintaining good academic standing in LNS, and filing a declaration form. The second pathway is changing to a high demand major after arriving at LNS. For students who did not select a high demand major on their UC Berkeley admissions application, the process for declaring a high demand major will be through a review rather than a minimum GPA requirement only. Students will have one opportunity to apply for a high demand major and will be required to have an alternate plan to declare a non-high demand major as a backup. So I have some thoughts about these two new major pathway programs, but you're probably wondering, okay, what are these high demand majors within the College of Letters and Science? So for students applying to Berkeley as a freshman, a first year student, there are 12 high demand majors, also known as impacted or capped majors. So admissions into the following high demand majors is limited: art practice, computer science, data science, economics, global studies, media studies, operations research and management science, political economy, psychology, public health, social welfare, and statistics. So where do we begin? So it seems like the reason Berkeley LNS is creating this two-pathway policy is because for these high-demand majors, the want to declare them exceeds the capacity for like the department to have that many students. You know, I feel like a common or good example would be for computer science. If you've seen or heard anything about computer science at Berkeley, those introductory courses could have 2,000 people in them. For me, taking those intro courses for my cognitive science major, that first week of school, students would literally be sitting on the floor because the auditorium was not big enough. So I can see the reasoning behind trying to create these two different pathways to limit the number of students who can declare these super popular majors, so that students in these majors would get a better education because there are less students. There would be more resources for each student. However, with this new admissions policy, like I said, there's not really a lot of information online, so it is sort of interesting. Like, this is the first year that they are rolling this out. It definitely feels very like they're testing something. Maybe it'll work and then they'll change some things for the following years. Something I immediately think of and would want to know, and they're probably not going to share this online, would be how many seats are reserved, how many seats do they have in each of these high impact majors, and how are those seats divvied up. So say a major has 2,000 seats, completely made up. 2,000 seats are 1,000 seats reserved for the incoming freshmen if you're applying under this direct admissions to the College of Letters and Science, and then 1,000 are saved for students coming into Berkeley, exploring their major, seeing what they like, and then they apply into that major later on? Or is it more of like 1,500 seats are reserved for the incoming freshmen and then only 500 are saved for current students? But having this like two pathway program, it sort of limits the students whose high schools don't have those resources. Maybe your high school doesn't even offer computer science courses, and then how would you know, oh, I want to apply to computer science if you've never even had the chance to take a CS course? Maybe you don't discover it until college, and then you only have one chance to submit that application to be admitted into the major when you're a current student. So back to this document, what it is saying. For timing, this new policy is for first-year students applying to UC Berkeley's College of Letters and Science for fall 2023 and after. This policy will not impact current or continuing students. And then it goes into the review process if you're applying to a high demand major already as a student at Berkeley. It says this review includes quantitative and qualitative criteria such as academic and personal accomplishments by the student, along with consideration of the context of those accomplishments and opportunities afforded to the student. And then this second pathway about declaring a high demand major once you're already a LNS student is so vague. It says a review. It feels like it could be as competitive as even applying to Berkeley. Very similar like applying to Haas, the business major for undergraduate students. It's adding another level of competitiveness where maybe you don't get accepted into the high demand major because there's not a lot of seats. And then looking at this list of high demand majors, I could see this list of 12 causing problems for undergraduate students because for majors like economics and operations, research, and management science, these two majors are popular for students who don't get accepted into Haas. I believe they're also going to implement a new Haas application policy for undergraduate students, but if you don't get accepted into Haas, usually students would do economics or ORMs, so those are now listed as high impact majors here. So then if you don't get into Haas, maybe you don't get into economics as well. If you were interested in business, econ, wanting to go into that kind of field, then you're sort of out of luck because you can't do those popular majors if you aren't accepted. And then maybe there is no good backup major that if you went to a different undergraduate university, university, you could have been in that major you were actually interested in studying. So, like I said, I think it just makes it way more competitive because, like the document says, previously, to declare any major in the College of Letters and Science, you really just had to take the prerequisite courses and then have that minimum GPA, and then if you succeeded in those things, you could declare the major, which can lead to that overcrowding that they're talking about. There is too much demand and not enough resources. So for some of my thoughts on how this new policy impacts the current admission cycle, I would say if you are interested in any of these 12 high demand majors as an incoming freshman, to put that down on your application when it asks you to select your intended major. But I would say you need to have your application materials reflect the reasoning behind your choice. So if you're going to put computer science down as the high demand major that you're interested in, but you have nothing in your application, essays, classes that you've taken that would demonstrate an interest in computer science, then that would be harder, I would think, to get accepted. So if your school didn't offer those classes, or you are interested in a high demand major but you didn't have those opportunities in high school, I would say definitely mention that on your application, whether in your essays or in your additional comments section, because the readers are supposed to score your application based on your high school context. Definitely mention that, and maybe you did things in your free time or outside of school that demonstrates why you're interested in this high demand major. I would think now for admissions for LNS for these high demand majors, it's going to be very similar to how readers score your application if you're interested in programs like the MET program, College of Engineering, College of Chemistry. So I would think now for this list of 12 high impact majors that the reading criteria would be different compared to if you're applying to other majors within the College of Letters and Science. It seems like it would be a little bit more competitive to get into these high demand majors, just like it is more competitive to get into the College of Engineering and College of Chemistry. So yeah, that is some background information and my thoughts, opinions, and advice for this high demand major policy for Berkeley's College of Letters and Science. So definitely let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. If you wanted to speak one-on-one about your application or having your UC PIQs or activities section reviewed, definitely check out Study Hall College Consulting. If you have any videos that you want to see me do, also leave a comment down below. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. Good luck writing your UC PIQs, and I will see you all next time.